All right, everybody. Now, this section of the program is going to be called Investors Corner. We all collect for different reasons, but there's always kind of a investment element in pretty much anything we do. And certainly by the time people get to collector archive services, a lot of our clientele do think of toys as both something fun that they collect and also a concept that I came up with to sort of to talk to that demographic a little bit. So if it's something you're interested in, this may be one of your favorite sections of the show. So the idea here is that I have taken the top 15 toy sales on eBay and I rank them from lowest to highest. And the idea being is we get a good picture of some of the high-end things that are selling and really where the market is going and some of the hotter items that we're likely to see and sometimes things that come through our shop. Right now I'm only using eBay, although next month we will have a Hakes auction. And always, if you have any good sources for some of these high-end products, we're always looking for comments and feedback. So if it's something that you have something you want to suggest to me, please do so. So without further ado, I'm going to start with number 15. So number 15 on the list is Hasbro Transformers Generation 1 Ramjet Mint and Seal Box. This thing was graded near mint 90, absolutely case fresh. An outstanding piece. And the seller actually mentioned that there are none graded higher. This is a second series G1 Transformers fighter jet. So while the price is very reflective of the grade, it's one of those things that kind of makes you wonder, what it would have been had it been like Starscream or Thundercracker, one of the G1 robots. But this one sold in an open auction for $4,153.44. Well, not bad for number 15 on the list.
Well, what I find amazing is it's G1 Transformer, like you said, it's not like Starscream, and it is a 90. But I'm going to compare this to this is like a 12 back, right? Or maybe
okay. 21 back. I would lead on the 21 back, right? So if you want to put it in Star Wars terms,
okay,
sure.
Or maybe like a sought after later wave of Star Wars vehicles, right? That grades a 90. So what would that be? Like a dewback or a land speeder, right? So would a 90 land speeder fetch 4,000?
I don't think so.
That's amazing, right? Even something bigger.
Transformers are definitely.
Bigger. I mean, you would have you need a Falcon,
right?
A 90. Well, a Falcon 90 would fetch more, but
I think an 85 Falcon sold last month in the 4,000 range. So that puts you in that kind of ballpark. And for Transformers, you're looking at I would say more of a common piece in a 90, and you're looking at over $4,000. So yeah. So number 14 on the list, we're going to a whole different genre of action figures here. We have Grand Toys Canadian 89 Wrestling Superstars Big Boss Man mint on card. This is ungraded, but it looks mint. It's on a bilingual card. Grand Toys is a company that, from what I can tell, distributed LJN figures in Canada. So, like, whereas we're going to go back to Star Wars because a lot of people were Star Wars guys here, but like Kenner distributed. Well,
I dabble.
You do a little bit.
You're
showing
us
a
little bit.
a Ben or two, perhaps, but that. But like in Canada, so in the United States we had Kenner, but then in Canada they had Kenner Canada, but it was actually like a sister company, but a separate entity. They bought licensing agreements off of Kenner. So I think in the same respect, Grand Toys did that with LJN. So this 89 Wrestling Superstars Big Boss Man, sold. They had an asking price of $5,000 and sold for a best offer of $4,400. Brendan, do you know anything about these wrestling superstars? Is this a genre that you're familiar with at all?
It is not. I used to own them as a kid and used to go to wrestling matches with my dad every now and then. But no, I never owned these toys. I have the WWE ones, or WWF ones from way back when, the big plastic ones. But
yeah,
no, not these guys. No, sorry.
And see, like with these 89 wrestling superstars, there's going to be a couple of them we're going to be seeing tonight. And I was kind of curious, and So if there's anybody listening that wants to leave a comment, please do. If these were Canadian exclusives, because at $4,400, this is a low watermark for these items that you're going to see on this list. So you be expecting numbers to grow substantially as the list goes on. You're a little bit familiar with, Brendan. In fact, I showed you a picture of this yesterday. Is the G.I. Joe Night Force Night Striker Whale Hovercraft mint and seal box. This is graded near mint 85. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. I don't know if you looked this up on eBay or but the back of this thing is snow friggin' white. It's absolutely outstanding. This had an asking price of $6,000 and sold for the best offer of $4,500, and that's probably market for that, don't you think, Brendan? Or
definitely. This is like a unicorn I told you about. This is the Night Force. They were a limited run. They were after the original run. They just changed the color patterns of them, changed the paint, and they never saw anything in the cartoons. I don't believe they never saw them anywhere for that, but they just changed the. Nothing about Night Force in the cartoons. They changed them up and put them out there, and people gobbled them up. They loved them. They sell for a lot of money, open even loose. But
so essentially,
sealed in the box. That's amazing and graded.
Essentially, it's a repaint. It's a repaint of another item, then, right?
Of the well. It's a repaint of the hovercraft well, and they also have glow in the dark stickers on them too. So
clever.
Mint sealed box. You'll get 1,300 from the old Balamo, Bible of GI Joe here.
Okay.
Love this resource, but I mean, graded in that condition, yeah, that's stellar. And these prices are very outdated, but that's stellar.
Okay.
That's amazing, awesome item.
Well, number 12 is also a GI Joe item. This is actually kind of unique to me because this was not a CAS item, but done in a style that I guess is more common with CAS, and probably something now. If you wanted it graded like this, you'd probably only have us that would do this. So this is Hasbro G.I. Joe 1982 Cobra Commander with the mailer box and the packaging contents. This is graded near mint U90, meaning that the contents were sealed prior to grading, which is one of the rare times where U grading is accepted in the hobby, because it's something that typically is frowned upon, but this obviously is going to display much nicer than just the cardboard box that it came in. So it's definitely an exception. This is a straight arm first logo. It is commonly referred to as the Mickey Mouse logo. Like I said, the figure is custom displayed with all of its with the baggie, the mailer box, the filer card, and the shipping brochure, and it's sold for a buy it now, which is a sort of an odd buy it now price of $4,982.82. So, what do we know about this Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander?
It was originally like a error in the stamping. They restamped it, I guess. The company that was doing it and producing it, and it was a overstamp, I guess, and they created that little Mickey Mouse symbol atop of it. So it is pretty rare, and there's only a very limited number of them that got up before they found it and corrected the error. Actually, I envy this one because I have the shipper box, I have the card, I have the little white ship Malway thing, but I don't have the Coco. But I have a Coco that's sealed and graded. I'm thinking about busting them out, seeing this sold for this much, and resubmitting them for
that is a no-brainer, Brendan. I mean, you can still have both. Who cares? Match them up. It's like reunite them, reunited, and it feels so good.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
But it was a gamble. I mean, I think one of our other buddies was trying the same thing. He had a sealed box and he opened it up hoping to get that Coco or that Mickey Mouse Coco, but it wasn't a Mickey Mouse Coco inside.
For the audience that may not know, Coco is G.I. Joe's slang for Cobra Commander.
Hey, Brandon, sure. So the Mickey Mouse logo, so that's not a change in the logo. It's just that is it a factory error that the paint went on oddly? That's what it is. So it's that they didn't change the logo.
No, it was a complete error.
I did not know that.
Now you know.
And knowing's half the battle. Yeah.
What's this, Anthony? There you go.
That's
perfect.
Right.
All right, so number 11, we have a Playmate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1993 Scratch and Hotspot Mint on card. So these are two separate Mint on card figures sold in one lot. Both are ungraded with minor issues on unpunched cards. These are two of the rare figures in the vintage Turtle line. It's sold for a buy it now of $4,999. Scratch being the more valuable of the two, Scratch can sell between $3,000 and $4,500 on its own, with a Hotspot selling between $1,500 and $1,700. So really, depending on how these would grade out, if the buyer decides to grade them, they can actually probably buy them, grade them, flip them, and make a couple bucks off of this. It's actually kind of a neat lot.
I have two comments on this. Number one, the show notes say hot spit, right? You need to enable your spell check. All right, Chris. Hot spit.
So
it's not that.
So
this is a family show, Chris. Okay, there's no room, no place for any of that language.
So for our audience, just so that you know, I am the least educated of everybody that you're ever going to talk to. So, really lower the bar when it comes to like quality and like spelling and pronunciation and run-on sentences. I am a master. I could do like 4 pages of text and not put a period in that thing. So, FYI. All right, so number 10 is another Grand Toys Canadian 89 Wrestling Superstars, this time the Ultimate Warrior Mint on card. This is ungraded. The card looks nice, but actually has a cracked bubble right where the fist is. It's a bilingual card, and again, this was distributed by the Grand Toys, but is an LJN product. This had an asking price of $8,000 and sold for a best offer of $5,000.
That hole in the bubble, probably.
Yeah, but still $5,000 for a cracked bubble. That's
That's insane. That is.
It seems like a minor crack.
Yeah, it's a double lingo. It's a dual lingo.
But these are all.
Up that
so
high
this
thing.
is you did 2 of these. Is there another Canadian? I don't want to spoil anything, but is there something about?
There's one more.
Is there something about
That's
them
my
being
question.
these Canadian wrestling figures? Is that what it is? Do you think that they just happen
It's
to
a
be?
Duolingo card that makes it rare. Yeah.
Oh.
So knowing absolutely nothing about it, this is my speculation. So again, anybody that's listening and wants to correct me in the comments, please do so. But my speculation is one of 2 things happen. It's either number one, worth more because it's on a Canadian card back, which in and of itself could be significant, or sometimes, like we saw this with things that were distributed in Australia for Star Wars, is that like maybe LJN made these, they stopped distributing them in the United States, and they just dumped off overstock in Canada at the end of the line.
All right.
So that's my speculation, so somebody will come on and correct us, and then I'm sure at some point in time I'll know. And again, knowing half the battle.
I do believe it's because of the Duolingo card, but at the same time, Ultimate Warrior was one of the most successful wrestlers out there, one of the most popular wrestlers out there.
Well, yeah, he's ultimate, so that tells you something.
Oh yeah, he had a tragic story too. I mean, he had this feud with Hulk Hogan, back and forth. Then he quit the business or got kicked out of the business. And then he came back for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and then he died like a day or a week later at the Hall of Fame WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Yeah, very very tragic.
Wow. And it's crazy too with wrestling. So a quick sidebar before we get to the next one, but a lot of things collectible from the 80s are seeing skyrocketing values, and I would imagine Ultimate Warrior stuff as well. But a Hulk Hogan trading card graded PSA 10 sold for like $50,000.
Holy! Oh man!
Yeah. So these are the numbers we're seeing with some. So really, we're doing our high rollers here, and but toys are cheap compared to some of the other markets that you're seeing out there.
I'm glad I'm a toy collector, not a card collector.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna tell my wife that, just so you know. Thanks. Babe, it could be worse.
Right. Just say, hey.
Be collecting cards. So. Yeah.
So many bad habits out there, right?
So for number 9, we have Mattel Masters of the Universe Skeletor 8-pack on card. This is graded EX Plus near mint with a yellow 75. This one has the warranty on it, and also, which is kind of interesting, is the half boots version. So only the front part of the boots are painted, and that sold in an open auction for $5,101. And I do not see a hint of yellow on that bubble, not from the picture that eBay provided us anyhow. That was a stunning piece.
There's also a more rare version, I think, that has the either purple or black tights, I think, too. And it's even more rare, I believe.
So what parts of, you say tights? What part of him is?
There's either it depends on if it's purple or black on his tunic or his pants. I guess his shorts, his booty shorts. Okay. One of those is actually more expensive than the other and more rare. I think actually I have a half boot scout from when I was a kid, just sitting in my basement, just wasting away. But it's not that expensive. It's like $60 versus this $5,000 one because it's not on card.
Number 8 is one that I absolutely love, and I'm actually at the price on this is a bit on the low side. So it is number 8 is a Star Wars R2-D2 sensor scope miscarded on the 65A Luke Skywalker Hoth Battle Gear card. And this is graded EX Plus Near Mint Y75. The card has 70 with some surface wear. It's unpunched, and number one, the figure card back combination is really appealing, like a Luke and an R2, kind of both were introduced with the Hoth theme. And then Kenner miscards, tri-logos are different. But when you look at actually the U.S. Kenner, you do not see miscards. They had a lot of quality control. So this is a piece that, if somebody would have asked me, said, what do you think it would sell for? I would think like 8-ish. So this is, I think, a bargain in my book.
And unpunched as well. That's very rare. Yeah.
And that combination, right? Hoth Luke and R2 sensor scope. That's probably two of the more popular figures from the ESP release. Hands down.
And you think of really too, when you're looking at something like this, you look at, who is a buyer for this piece, and you say, okay, people that are into rare Star Wars stuff, that's one. People that are into miscards, that's 2. R2 focus collectors, that's 3. Luke focus collectors, that's 4. I mean, you have some people that, when you look at the higher end collectors in each of those categories, you have some people that can come at this with some pretty sizable wallets.
Yeah.
And
that's deadly. Like going up against R2 and Luke focus collectors, and then something as obscure as miscards, vintage miscards, then you're going up against the big boys right there.
Yeah, you're looking at a one of one kind of situation, right?
Exactly.
All right, so number 7 on the list is a lot of 12 graded mint on card Star Wars figures. Sort of weird because the seller didn't go through and take individual pictures of all these items and really only featured the R2-D2 on the opening ad. But obviously there was enough people that were interested in this where he sold it. 20E graded 70. 21B 41A graded 80, a Chewbacca 12-back C graded 75, an Emperor's Royal Guard 65B graded 75, a Han Bespin 41A graded 80, a Han Trenchcoat 79A graded 80, R2-D2 Pop-Up Saber 92A graded 80, which is like $1,000 figure in and of itself in that grade.
What was $1,000?
The Pop-Up R2, is a figure. If there was a time machine, I could get these all day long 5-6 years ago, like in the $400 or $500 range, and easily doubled in value.
Well, so right now, this is a I didn't get it. Well, it's not an 80, but I remember getting this. This is a Pop-Up R2, right? I got this for $400.
Nice.
It's a 70. It's a 70, but you couldn't get a loose one now for 400, right?
No. So I have this one. It's an 85, right? Loose with the coin, and I would bet. Who's the best? I am.
But even the one he used for this picture that was all yellowed, it doesn't say anything about the yellowing, does it?
No, so I didn't break down all the specifics of the grades here because I wanted to, it's part of the list. So it's certainly a Y80 and it's unpunched. But it's easy. It actually is probably I'll bet you this would be about a $1,000 item, and Anthony, I'll bet you your mint on card is $1,000 item. And then this is probably more in the $1,200-$1,300 range, especially being unpunched.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's certainly one of those that have just skyrocketed, and it's tough to the lightsaber alone is a $300 item, just as a litmus test to kind of give you an idea where that figure is. Also on the list was a Leia Poncho 77A graded 80, a Warrock 90A graded 75. That's another figure that's been creeping up lately. Barada 92A graded 75, an 88 78 or 77A graded 75, and a 9 65B graded 75. And that whole lot sold for a buy it now of $6,700 with $197 for shipping. That is a bunch of acrylic. And I did the math on this, and I think that was actually a pretty fair price for the lot.
Yeah, I swear you had to get out of my brain because while you were talking, you don't talk a lot, but for once you were talking for more than a minute at a time. So I actually went through and wrote down what I thought each one was, and then I tallied it, unless my math is wrong, because you know me and math. So I got $6,000 for. I probably underpriced most of them, but so that's pretty good, right? So,
yeah, it's tough. So like the Luke X-Wing 70, I'd probably put that like in the 900 range. I'm not sure. Okay. 12C Chewbacca graded 75 is about $900. Okay. The R2 at 12. Yeah, I mean it gets there. It gets close.
I think that's a pretty pretty good deal, right? That's especially if you're missing them. If you're a completist and you need them, that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. 6,
12.
8, 12.
It's 12. Yeah, you're looking at 10% of the entire card run in one shot. So,
all right.
Great starter collection. Great starter collection too, or upgrades.
Right. So number 6 is another Brendan Falcione GI Joe item, and this one here, yes. So it is a Hasbro GI Joe USS Flag aircraft carrier, mint in an open box. So this is grade is a blue label grade Q75. It's an open box but with sealed contents. It had a pickup only option, so the seller was not willing to ship this item, and sort of understandable because it's sizable, but that may have affected the value he got for it. The ship is a little bit of a fun fact, measures over 7 foot long when it's fully assembled, and had a retail price of $100 brand new. It had an asking price of $9,499 and sold for a best offer of $8,500. Wow. What do you think about that price?
Reasonable, considering. But again, it's a open box already, though. So you have to understand, why would people get that graded to begin with? Some people are, especially you're paying probably over $1,000 for the acrylic to get that graded. Perhaps it's huge. Then you have to worry about shipping if it's going to break the acrylic on the way to your house, things like that. So it's a temperamental piece, you know. I mean, that's like a coffee table.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a mint and sealed box flag?
I have not. I've seen them on, like, you know, they're unicorns. I've seen them on, you know, eBay. Use like $9,999 type deal on eBay, you know, things like that, or even higher than that, to be honest with you.
Which is not a bad.
I've heard rumors they're out there,
according to this, right?
Yeah, but you already got this graded though, right? But I've seen rumors that they're out there. I was supposed to be getting close to one, but I had 3 flags myself, one with a box, all complete. But yeah, my own childhood flag I still have. I had sold it one time, then I got it back from the same collector I sold it to, so it's pretty neat. Missing a couple pieces though, so I had to replace those because they weren't missing when I sold it to him. So it was kind of interesting.
You know, as far as it being sort of a fragile, graded piece, you're right. I mean, it's a big, heavy piece of acrylic, and a coffee table size probably it's much of an exaggeration. But I think one of the advantages of getting something like that graded is because, you know, all you need is somebody to go sit on that box, and all of a sudden things change significantly if it's a nice, clean box. So, I mean, it's definitely something that when you're again looking at, you know, $8,000+, this is an investment piece, right? This is you can get cheaper versions if you're gonna have something this nice. I mean, I'd probably get it graded. I don't know where I put it.
It depends on the box condition. Depends on the box condition. But again, if it's already an open box, so you already know it's already been opened, so the stuff's already on sealed contents. I don't see the point. Well,
you want to protect it, and you get a. Well, but you get a. Well,
yeah,
you're gonna take
preserve
it
you're right.
Within your garage, Brendan. Come on, just get a beater to do that with. I mean, you want.
Also, You're from a grading company.
Plus,
Flood
it's a
grading. Come on.
qualified
What the hell's
example.
matter with
I
you?
would, I would open it up. I would open it up. I would open it up and have all the little baggies, like we blow things up. I'd have it all the baggies laid out on the show. I would do it.
All right.
And if we did that, it would be the size of a wall.
You need like different kinds of. You start over here and it's laid all across in different acrylic boxes.
It'd be delivered in a high-low.
Yeah, exactly. But that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? That'd be just so cool.
That would be a sight to see for sure. All right, so fifth on the list, top 5, and the last non-Star Wars item is Grand Toys Canadian 89 Wrestling Superstars Macho Man Randy Savage mint on card. Not the Ross Bar edition. This is actually one that was taken from the wrestler. Is famous for doing sales dressed up as Macho Man, sort of a Macho Man revisited. Doesn't quite have the muscle tone. Yeah, he doesn't have the muscle tone quite there yet. But you know what? It's a work in progress, right?
Yeah, the whole outfit though is amazing. The whole outfit is
outstanding.
Incredible.
Outstanding. So this is ungraded. It's a nice card. Small bubble dent. It's a bilingual card. Again, licensed by LJN and distributed by Grand Toys. This had an asking price of $10,000 even and was sold as a best offer for $9,300. So that's some serious cheddar for a line that I know nothing about. So I need to do my homework a little bit on this one.
I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to criticize, but it's almost 10 grand for a carded, so an 89 mint on card figure. I'm trying to extrapolate. I don't want to bring everything back to Star Wars, but a carded Star Wars figure. All right, you're not getting into double telescoping Jedi, right? Or
you're getting into low grade vinyl cape Jawa money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mint on card, yeah. Power of the Force Anakin money. Yeah, I mean that's and so for a line that I know nothing about, there's
like a yak face, right? Power of the Force yak face.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But again, these kids who had these back in the day wanted to rip them off that card and play with them. So how many of these are actually left on card? Not on card anymore or on card still. Right. Because I ripped over my wrestlers and played with them all the time. I used to throw my G.I. Joe flag. I used to throw my flag aircraft carrier and knock that flag over and throw them off back. So.
All 3 of those Canadian items were ungraded. So if you're an owner if you're somebody that bought those and you're looking to get those graded, always remember Collector Archive Services for all your grading needs. Shameless plug. This next one, and I'm not making fun of the people that bought this thing, I don't know what this is, and I am a Star Wars guy. So number 4 is a Metacom Original Fake, which is the name of the store it was sold in. Star Wars. It's from 2013. KAWS, KAWS, Boba Fett vinyl companion figure. Well, this was not graded. Original Fake is a store in Oyama, Tokyo, and this came with the original open box, the original contents, and the bag from the store. This was a store exclusive, and it sold for buy it now for $9,500. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is, and me being a Star Wars person, I didn't know, this looks to be about maybe an 18-inch size Boba Fett in a sort of animated style. He has X's over his eyes, and it almost looks like he has Princess Leia buns on the side of his head. I don't know what this is to spend $9,500. I mean, I'm not making fun of it as a collectible, but please, if you guys have some information, comment away because this is a head scratcher to me.
I have no idea, Chris. I have no idea. I'm impressed by the fact that it's a modern item, well, definitely modern. It's 2013, and that it's in the our top 4, and it is almost 10 grand, right? That's what.
And I would say, look, I mean, not to brag, but I would consider myself to be an advanced Star Wars collector, right? And I would consider you to probably be an advanced Star Wars collector. I mean,
I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that modern that would fetch that much money. I'm thinking about, what about I don't know, the original wax sculpt for Kylo Ren from The Force Awakens. Is that gonna get you? Is that gonna get you 10 grand? Probably not.
Maybe some of like the life size Gentle Giant figures like R2 or Boba Fett.
I don't think so.
But
Those go unless prices have changed. The life size Boba Fett was like $3,000-4,000. I mean, unless now it's time has elapsed and there aren't as many available, but it was not $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, you could look at a life-size Boba Fett and think, okay, it might get there.
Yeah.
You could look at, Han Carbonite from the what do you call it? The old they used to sell them at Sharper Image. You could say maybe that it's a very tangible thing or a vintage item, but for this thing to be worth that much, I'd be very curious to know what market is, what market does that appeal to? It's certainly interesting.
I would like to see where it's sold. Like, who was it? Did someone in Japan buy it? Maybe it's more appealing to Japanese collectors. Maybe it's part of someone's focus there. But
I highly doubt. I lived in Japan for 6.5 years. I've been to Aoyama, and I highly doubt it. I think it was probably the rarity of it. They were probably limited run, limited release, and people in the States could not get them because they probably only released in Japan. 2013 is probably before all the internet sales are going on. They probably didn't, market to the U.S. So my guess is it's very, very rare, very limited to Japan only, and people in the States will pay top dollar for stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Type thing,
If it's a rare Boba Fett super collector, you're right.
I will say that my local Japanese/Chinese cuisine restaurant is called Aoyama, Mendham, New Jersey. My favorite. Shout out.
So, see, there you go. And maybe talk to them because maybe they can go to that toy store, right? Original Fake, and get you some of the exclusives. So maybe you have an in.
I think the owners are Chinese though, not Japanese. But you never know. You never know.
Well, maybe they have friends. You could distribute these.
You go to sushi and they're Chinese or Korean owners of the sushi.
It's still really good.
God,
it's so good, so good.
I'm a sucker for Asian food in general. So absolutely.
Yama means mountain in Japanese, and Awa means blue. I think so. It's probably Blue Mountain.
Oh,
so look, it's a little city in Tokyo.
Oh, Chris, move over. Look who the professor is now.
Yeah. Look at the big brain on Brendan.
I am scared to actually. I mean, we're gonna eventually do a head-to-head matchup with a game show where Brendan and I are gonna go toe-to-toe, and I am actually nervous because Brendan actually he brings it. He knows what he's talking about. It's gonna be a challenge for sure.
You give me too much credit. I think after seeing you do your stuff, I got maybe like what is that 8 questions? I think I got like 6 of the ones you had right. Something of your knowledge blew me away.
All right, so number 3 on the list is something that doesn't surprise me. So that's good. So number 3 is a Kenner Star Wars 1977 Early Bird Certificate. This is graded Near Mint Plus 85. This was released in 1977 in time for Christmas. The certificate was sort of a promise to deliver 4 Star Wars figures as soon as they were ready because Kenner, while they had the license to Star Wars, they really didn't have a lot of faith in the line. So what they did is the success of Star Wars was a huge surprise to them, and so they didn't even have figures started when the movie was released. They actually had to go into the theaters and start taking pictures with cameras to try to get pictures of some of these items to start making them. So there was no way that they were going to have anything ready for Christmas of 1977. In order to have something for kids to open, is they released these envelopes, and kids could open the envelopes. It was a little bit of a cardboard display, and it came with a coupon that you could mail away, and you got the 4 figures, and they were released, I think, February or March of 1978. So this is a sealed version of that envelope. So, and in high grade. I mean, you're talking about a piece of cardboard only, no figures at all. And it sold for a buy it now for $13,999.99.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, number one, because of the grade, but also because this is probably unless you're going to get a 12 back or original 12 prototype, right? This is the first retail example of Star Wars. That is not. Well, that's
from Kenner.
That's a figure. Yeah. I don't know if the board game maybe came out first. I have no idea.
They have puzzles too, yeah, but it's figure
the first
related, yeah.
Retail figure piece that you could, obtain, and because of the grade, I can't see spending 14 grand for this though. I mean, that's.
You know, I actually know a friend that got one that I believe will grade a 75 or an 80, and he ended up getting it ungraded for about 6. Number 2 is a Meccano Star Wars Vinyl Cape Jawa. It's graded excellent mint plus near mint 75 with a 70 grade for the figure due to some staining on the cape. And I want to circle back to that after I get through the description for sure. It was graded in October of 2019, so it's a newer grade. So Meccano had the licensing agreement to distribute Star Wars items in France. The Vinyl Cape Jawa was discontinued early in the Star Wars line. A Meccano Vinyl Cape Jawa was actually featured on the History Channel show Pawn Stars, although it doesn't mention that if this was that one or not. And this sold in an open auction for $20,300. So some serious cheddar on that one. Now, so the staining on the cape is important to note, and it's something that I kind of want to touch base on because being a grading company, you know, we love our fans. We love you. I'm not trying to, but everybody's a critic, right?
You can. Shouldn't say that. Brown noser.
No, but the thing is,
the old smoothie.
So you're looking at this cape now. Well, I don't want to isolate any customers, but you know, so whenever a Vinyl Cape Jawa that has staining, you know, pops up on eBay or in the Facebook groups, people will say, well, you know, what's it going to grade with staining on the cape? So this is a recent great example. Now, this isn't a lot terrible staining, but it is very, very visible from the front, and it's still got a 70. So I think that should kind of put people, give people a bit of an idea of what a mint on card figure with damage can get. So, for example, there was also a Death Squad commander or Star Destroyer commander, same figure, on an Empire Strikes Back card that for whatever reason the sonic welding on it came off, and so it was a mint card, mint bubble, but the figure was in pieces in the bubble, and that was given a figure grade of 10. So when people when you try to assess the value or the grade of a figure, understand that there's got to be a range anywhere from 10 to 100. And so, you know, where does that fill in? So that was sort of interesting to see that grade on that one.
Chris, I mean, I know you are very knowledgeable on the Vinyl Cape Jawa because I edited your 12-back video. All right, so you have the Meccano Vinyl Cape. There's a Tall Toys Vinyl Cape, correct?
Yeah, Tall Toys actually came out on an Empire Strikes Back card, which is really
obviously
strange.
There's a Kenner example. What else?
Kenner Canada. There's a Palatoy. I don't know if like Harbert or Clipper has one. I can't say for sure. I know
the ones that you know, which is the most rare or most sought after?
So I would put the Tall Toys in its own category because it's not a 12-back. I believe there is somebody asking $30,000 for a nice Canadian one, and I think that probably beats the Palatoy.
Is that because of the condition, or
it could be condition and rarity. You know, maybe there's just more Palatoys kind of floating around. And I have not seen a Palatoy sell in a while, but like I would think a Palatoy would be similar to the Meccano, you know, in the 20,000 range. Nice kind of ones are like 10 to 15. Now the Tall Toys one, I think one graded like a 40 or a 50 sold for 30 grand. Yeah, there are like 3 carded examples.
Have you ever seen Brendan more bored in your life? Just saying.
Sorry. How did you know?
Hey, Brendan, just so you know, today. All right, so
you can read me so well.
We can wake up, Brendan. Today, I just bought a loose. I think it's a version 2 Snake Eyes. Is that the one with the silver cross straps and the nunchucks and stuff? Right.
That's
version 3, because I had the card back and I was looking for a good loose one, and I'm going to do the whole CAS card back loose.
Version 2 has the.
There we go. See, we're going to get him going now. Welcome up. Talk a little G.I. Joe, little Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
All right. While he's doing that, Oh, there. You know, that's the one. 3. I got that. Now is that? Yeah. Well, I don't have that kind of cashish to start investing in. I can't do that with GI Joe. So I have the card back. I got the loose.
I'm open to trades.
Shout out to David Gilligan for getting me the loose version. So that's going to CAS to get customized. Yeah.
Nice. Version 3. Yep. Nice. Version 3. You have all these.
I got my Mark Balomo book. Looked it up. Well, actually. Well, I can't lie. My friend Marco looked it up for me. He brokered the deal. So, give credit where credit is due.
That character comes from. So, that character is actually from the cartoon or from the comic books.
Oh, that garb, that yeah. I never seen him in the cartoons like that. So.
Yeah, in that outfit, right? So
it was stuff that he was captured at one point, or he allowed himself to get captured, and he's being interrogated.
Well, you know what?
And then. It's like his gimp. They call it his gimp suit.
So I'm going to tell you, like, so I wanted to get into G.I. Joe, but I'm like, I'm not going to be a completist. I can't do that. So I'm just going to start a focus, and I'll do a reasonable focus. So I pick Roadblock and Snake Eyes, and I'm like, why did I do that? That's like picking Boba Fett, right? If you're going to pick Snake Eyes, like, pick the most expensive, most popular character there is, and start a focus on it. Well,
right.
Live and learn.
No. All right, guys, we got to get to number 1 because this is makes everything else pale in comparison.
This is ridiculous.
This is something. Yeah. Well, no, I mean it's rare and cool, and again ticks a lot of boxes in terms of who you're appealing to, right? So number 1 is a Lego Star Wars solid 14 karat gold C-3PO minifigure. So this is the scale to the size of the minifigure. This is ungraded. It was from a 2007 contest giveaway, and this was this was like I think number 4 of 6 or 4 of 5 or something like that. It was like of only 5 ever made.
I thought you were reaching out and grab one just now.
I was like, you have that? I thought so too.
Yeah. That's what I thought I was doing.
I
spit out your drink.
I'm blind, so I'm trying to look close. But it sold in an open auction for $70,100.
Wow.
And also on top of that, $250 for shipping, which I think I would have tossed shipping in. But that's just me, But holy macanoli, that is. But rare, you have Lego people, you have Star Wars people, rare Star Wars people, rare Lego people, and then gold, right? So if I got that, I would turn it into a necklace and I would wear it kid and play style, and I would wear it every day. It would be
41 bids. It says 41 bids on it.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's right. Watch it price started on $1.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think you hit the nail on the head. There's so many genres of collectors that would go after that. Lego. I mean, Lego is. That's huge. Lego, Star Wars, gold collectors, C3PO, focus collectors.
Right. Yeah. I actually with this list. I'm gonna avoid some Legos because because there are some high dollar Lego sales, but sometimes it's 5,000 pieces or whatever, and it's not something that you'll ever really kind of see graded. But if it's something mint in box or minifigures that sell for that kind of money, I think I'll add it to this list. But I don't think that I would add if a lot of 8,000 individual pieces sell, so I don't know that I would put that on there. So if you guys are wondering, if I don't want to show a lack of Lego love, but I think it's a bit of a different type of toy. So FYI. But this list was actually a pretty good list. Mix of stuff. So, when I came up with the idea, I thought it's going to be all Star Wars, and I was wrong. There were 6 Star Wars items, 3 G.I. Joe, 3 WWF, 1 Transformer, 1 Teenage Mutant Ninja, 2 figures, and 1 Master of the Universe. So, and then next month, like I said, with February, not only do we have eBay sales, and January is sometimes a slow month for sales. So, February people start getting income taxes, and you start seeing sometimes you see some high sales in February, and then you also have Hakes. And Hakes, I know, has some really good Motu stuff, has some really good Transformers stuff, and some really cool Star Wars stuff. So, it's definitely...
That third Corona check might come in, the stimulus check.
Yeah. So, there'd be some dad spending money this month. So, definitely, it's going to be interesting to see how February goes. So that does it for our podcast. But Anthony would like to, I plug the stuff at the beginning, and he thinks that we need to go ahead and plug our stuff again at the end. And seeing as how I didn't let him talk hardly at all the entire time, Anthony, if you will, please tell us where can you find CAS and what kind of stuff that where they can find us on social media.
Thank you for permission to speak, Mr. Whitlock. Thank you. So,
my pleasure.
If you are listening to this while you're driving or shoveling snow, Brendan, you got a bunch of snow?
12 inches.
We've had 36 so far where I'm at. We're going to get another 8 this week. So if you're shoveling snow listening to Chris and some of us, and you're thinking, hey, these guys are talking about great things that I would love to see, don't worry. All you need to do is go to our YouTube channel, and what we're going to do is take segments from this podcast, chop them up, upload them as videos and they're going to be enhanced with videos, with images. So you can see all of the images that we talked about in the Investors Corner, in our interview with John Rula. They will be enhanced, and they will be in segments, so you don't have to listen to Chris for an hour and a half. You can just do it in bite-sized segments.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Sure. All right. So, and
I love myself.
You want us to know it.
the vinyls. There you go. All right. All right. So you can find our YouTube channel. Just search for Collector Archive Services. It's the first one that pops up. Also, please like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. The handle is @Collector Archive Services. And I think that's it.
Just be aware too, if as far as on Facebook, I'm going to be running all of our contests through our Facebook page. So you're going to want to definitely be like our page, follow our page for sure. And you have like another 2 cents you want to throw in there?
So
or
our 2
what you got?
So what we're saying here is, at the end of each of our podcasts, we thought it would be fun to share something that we like in our lives. It could be anything with our listeners. And
cool. You want me to talk more?
All right. So Chris was going to do episode 1, our 2 cents, but he wanted to talk about his favorite brand of jock straps. So I said, let's.
And the Super Bowl spoiled that for me. So here
I
we
said,
are.
maybe wait till episode 4 or 5, and I'll just take the first episode. So this is I'm plugging this. So this is my 2 cents. Star Wars Risk. Okay, we got this for Christmas. My mom got it for my kids. And I thought it'd be a little too much for my 5 and 7-year-old, but it's actually a pretty easy game to play with them, and it is awesome. We play it almost every night. I used to play Risk when I was a kid, nice. And now it's with TIE fighters and X-wings, and you got to tweak it a little bit because it is totally biased towards the Rebels. The Rebels win every time. You have to change the rules a little bit. And if you want, you can message Collector Archive Services on Instagram, because I'll message you back. I'll tell you how to tweak it to make it a fair game. But this is my 2 cents for the month. Bye.
So is that one of those situations where you were like the you were the bad guys and you were losing, so you tweaked the rules so you could win? I mean, I'm
going to give you an example. No, usually at first I was the referee, and my kids would play. And my younger one was the Rebels every game, and he beat my older kid every game. And I was like, something's going on here. Here's the problem. I'm going to ask you, Chris. So for the Death Star to land a hit on a certain sector or a certain, to take someone out, you need to roll all 5 die, and you need to roll a 5 or 6, right? So I actually did the math, and the chances of that happening is 55%. Okay, now is the Death Star 55% accurate? The Death Star never misses, right?
Yeah, but the thing is when it hits, it takes out everything.
But the way it's set up, it's fair. If it takes out, there's 10 sectors with ships and stuff. So I tweaked it, and I said, all right, if the Death Star rolls a 4 or higher, so I double the chance. Well, it's not double, but it's just more fair. Like, the Death Star does not miss 50% of the time. And with that,
well, I don't.
How many days have you
only ever seen it?
It never. It's never. Have you ever seen it miss? It's never missed.
Oh no, actually, it shot 3 times, right? So it shot Scarif, it shot Jeddah, and it shot
Alderaan.
Alderaan. I was getting there.
I didn't also hit Dantooine. No, I never hit Dantooine.
No.
But no, listen, it was firing on ships, right? It was hitting like big ships in Return of the Jedi. It was taking them out. I mean,
not the big laser.
It was. I mean, it's 100% in the movies, so it should not be 55% in this game. That's just my 2 cents.
All right, well, that's good 2 cents, and it's actually a neat little segment. And I probably won't use men's undergarments to share in the future, FYI. So I want to thank everybody for listening and sticking through our very first podcast. It's been a ton of fun. Actually putting this out, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. And until next time, keep collecting.
My friends. Keep collecting, my friends.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Yes, for the win.